So we're going to start the vlog out with Speck this morning. Yeah, no, me and Speck are tired this morning. This is it right there. Speck likes to be in the videos. I am sitting here with my goslings, my daughter's goslings. They are weeding my rock pile that I need to be building planters with, but instead it holds snakes. And I've got to keep an eye on them because there's a cat snooping around, and I don't think the cats could whoop the goslings, but the goslings don't know that. Yeah, I put stuff in my pond for my algae. I need to build me a windmill with an aerator to battle the algae. I need to cut that willow tree out of the corner, but if you cut one willow tree out of the corner, it'll shoot like 100 shoots out, and then I'll have to battle willow trees all around the pond. So it's best just to leave one there and only do battle with that one. I got to bush hog the fields today. You can see they're overgrown with ragweed. I got to wear like a couple dust masks and take a bunch of Benadryl, ride the tractor with the GoPro, listen to podcasts. I wonder if I can hear my podcast over the sound of the tractor like I can music. I'm behind on podcasts. I think I got a Fifth Column Matery and the unregistered podcast. I'm sure there's like 4 Joe Rogan podcasts. He podcasts so much, like 2 or 3 a day. I think he's got a Wheeler Walker podcast I want to listen to. And I don't know. I probably should go running this afternoon, but I'm sure after I bush hog, my allergies and nose ain't gonna let me. I need to go ride my motorcycle when it's good weather too. Believe it or not, this is the safety feature on this tractor. This is International Harvester 444, built in the 70s, and it was owned by Lucas Electricson, who didn't believe in fuses or neutral safety switches that would last more than 30 seconds. So I disconnected the starter button, which only worked half the time anyway, and I had to start it this way. But this keeps the kids from being able to hop on the tractor, push the starter button, and have it roll away on them. So I just go like this. You know? Sometimes it works. So I ran out of gas in the tractor. I could walk back to the garage, get a little bit of gas, come back. Got a little bit of bush hogging left to do, but I can tell my allergies are starting to get to me, so I'm probably gonna call it a quits for the day. I'm gonna go see what time the Wonder Woman's showing at the local theater, which is about 45 minutes, an hour away. Take my daughters to see it tonight. So this is the tractor that gets all the attention when I post it on videos, International 444. And yeah, I think I've went over it before. I don't know if I mentioned it's got a GM one-wire alternator, and there's my wiring mess. Because it was owned by Lucas Electrics in England, they had their own wiring shit, and there was like 3 voltage regulators and warnings that, you know, it was negative ground. That you know, how odd that Americans use negative ground. And but the thing is as reliable as a Joe Rogan podcast. Is like every time I go out there, it starts and runs. Though I think this thing is a lot more entertaining than some of his guests. But I can't say that. I still listen to his podcast. Anyway, it's a good old tractor, and I have no plans to replace it anytime soon. I might take the hood off over the winter and just leave the hood off and put an aluminum radiator in the front. It's got a International Harvester radiator that costs $800 to replace. It kind of goes under that curve of the hood. I might just put an aluminum radiator, leave the hood off, just do a rat rod style modification to it. I'd like to get a loader for it. It definitely needs some weight on the front, but that would require me to have to do loading type work. So we might just bypass that whole thing. I needed to get a new seat for the thing. It's got the gas tank leaks, and I just put a little bit of gas in at a time, let it leak out. Just leaks out slowly. Got the petcock valve, which are rebuilt, but it's just a bad design. Leaks a little bit of hydraulic fluid out of the hydraulic filter there, and I just let it leak because it just won't stop leaking, and it ain't worth worrying about. It's keeping fluid in it. I need a new bush hog. I've had this bush hog for going on 8 years now. It was beat up when I got it, and I've beat it up more. The wheel needs replacing. All the underbelly needs replacing. I don't know if I can't get the blades off because the bolts on there too good. Not even with an impact, it won't come off. I might just pull that motor off there, junk the rest of it, buy another bush hog. What else can we say about it? I love this tractor. As you can see, I'm wearing my John Deere ball cap, and it always pisses people off when I wear a John Deere ball cap with my International Harvester. But it's like this International Harvester is the British version of the International Harvester. The International Harvester, people hate this tractor, even though it starts and runs and still going. It's a 74, I think, 77 tractor. It's still running great. Starts every single time. And at one point, International Harvester was McCormick Deering, which has, hold on, let me go show you. This is a McCormick Deering number 7 horse drawn mower. I actually need to dig it out and repair it. It just needs a shear pin. It thing actually works. I just use it for a lawn ornament right now, but we used to mow the pastures with it with our big draft horse. And there's the front of my old cabin we used to live in. And yeah, McCormick Deering. McCormick was, now I'm going to have to try to remember the history of McCormick, but McCormick actually became International Harvester, and Deering, John Deere. So there's your quick RFD type reporting. And those of you followers who live in Brooklyn or Portland, Oregon, or Salem, Oregon, there's a little bit of history that the John Deere and International Harvester people wore just like the Ford and GM people. In the country, you can't be a Duramax fan or a Power Stroke fan or a Cummins fan and be in the same family. There's a good piece of sociology that is missed in academia. Anyway, I got to put gas in the tractor. I'm out of gas in the tractor. Ran out of gas, and I'll put gas in it and finish doing a little mowing and then quit for the day.